Hello and blessings to each and every one of you. It is Friday. That means it's time for 5 minutes of First Lady. And I'm First Lady Benita Buckner. So grateful to connect with you all once again and appreciate each and every one of you for your comments, for sharing the page as well as sharing the post and telling others about 5 minutes with First Lady. I appreciate each and every one of you. Today we're going to talk about one of my devotionals for this week. It was 1 Corinthians 13 and 6. And I want us to focus on the good. Focus on the good. So in 1 Corinthians 13 and 6, it says, rejoiceth not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. Not in the bad, not in iniquity, but rejoice in the truth. Paul wrote a letter to the church of Corinth, basically telling them, look, you need to look at the good and not the bad. Don't rejoice over someone else's misfortune or something bad happens to someone, something negative happened to someone. Don't rejoice in the negativity in someone else's life. You don't know what a person is going through. You don't know what they have experienced or why they are experiencing it. And he's basically giving them a life lesson, telling them not to rejoice in it. Basically, don't cheer or be happy for a misfortune that happened to someone else. I look at it like this. You have to treat others the way you want to be treated. So you wouldn't want someone to treat you in a negative manner or rejoice or be happy to hear you're sick or happy to hear that, you lost your job or have some sort of misfortune. So Paul is basically chastising and letting them know that they should not be that way. You shouldn't rejoice when something bad happens to someone else. But it says rejoice in the truth. Rejoice in what is right. Rejoice in what is of God. And that's what we should practice in our everyday life. Not focus on the bad of others, but focus on the good of others. Focus on everything that's good. When I think about the book of Genesis, when God created everything, after each creation, he said it's good. And we need to look at everything. I had a discussion with my daughter even today. And I said, I'm always looking for the good in people until they show me something different. So I'm always looking for the good. I'm not going to focus on negativity in anyone. I'm always going to look at the good in the person until they show me something wrong or something negative. Okay, so always focus on the good. So when Paul was doing this teaching, he was basically letting them know, don't even think on iniquity. Don't even think of anything negative. You got to have love. And if you go back and read the first portion, he talks about what love is and basically what charity is. If you read the King James Version, what charity is and all the things it needs to be. So on today, I want you to focus on things that are good. Focus on the good things about love, loving your neighbor, helping out those in your community, serving those that are underserved, helping those that are, lost and distraught. Be there for one another. These are the things that the Lord would want us to do, not to focus on the negativity that's in someone's life, because you don't know when or if it would ever happen to you. So you wouldn't want anyone to feel that way about you. So treat others the way you want to be treated. Focus on the good in each and every one. And just as the scripture says, rejoice not in iniquity, but rejoices in the truth. And we need to rejoice in the truth of the Lord. Rejoice in the truth of his word. Rejoice in the truth of his blessings, because they're all there. So all unrighteousness or injustice, we need to not focus on that. We need to focus on the good. One thing about Paul that he was talking about the way of Christ and the truth of Christ. And we must remember that each and every day. And when you focus on John 3:16, even that God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. We need to focus on that. Focus on the sacrifice that Jesus made. Focus on, that God thought so much of each and every one of us that he sent his son for each and every one of us. So those are the things that we need to focus on. Focus on the good, not the negativity of others. I hope this has helped you in some sort of way. Remember to go back and read 1 Corinthians, that 13th chapter, to learn about charity and love and focus on the good. God bless you. Have a great weekend.